Hello, and thank you for joining me. I thought it was time that I did another quick update on what's been going on my painting table. And I'm quite pleased this week because I've had a bit of success in the sense I've almost completed one of my projects. The 15mm 7 Years War French. I've now painted up all the units I had as bare lead. And so I'll thought I'd show you those. Here we have the 3 final units for my French army. This brings the total to 10 battalions of infantry and 7 regiments of cavalry. And in front of you we have the first of the new recruits, and these are the Cuirassiers de Roi. These are a bit of a mistake, really. They weren't actually at Minden, and as the rest of the army is built around that, they don't quite fit in. I'm not sure why I got them in the end, but I'm pretty certain the plan for book suggests that they were, although I think maybe in hindsight that was a mistake for the Grenadiers du Roi. Alongside them, we have the 1st Battalion of the Bourbon Regiment. This is a red-facing regiment, as you can see, and the final cavalry squadron, which are a little bit glossy. I have to put a bit of a matte coat on those. These are the Royal Cravat, and that completes the army for the minute. I'm left a little short on artillery. I've got no artillery, and I think perhaps I would, at some future date, add an extra regiment of cavalry, bringing it out to 8, and maybe 2 more battalions of infantry. But now I'd like to go on and show you the full army. Here then is the whole army. The 10 battalions of infantry and the 7 squadrons of cavalry, 7 regiments of cavalry. The French infantry is interesting. The organisation was a little strange. Some of the regiments had 4 battalions, some of the regiments had 2 battalions, and some just 1 battalion. Historical reasons mostly, I think. And the French army was made up of French units and then a lot of foreign units. These are entirely French. The distinctions are interesting as well. The 3 main distinctions that the army used for the infantry are here. So you had the grey cuff, you had the blue cuff, and you had the red cuff. There were 1 or 2 other regiments out there with different things. I think there were some with black, and Auvergne, I think, had purple. But essentially, grey, blue and red were the 3 colours used for turnbacks and cuffs. The cavalry, these went under the name of light cavalry, most of them, which is a misnomer because the French didn't have any real light cavalry to talk about. They added maybe a couple of regiments of hussars a little later, but at this time, chevaux légers, light cavalry, was a distinction between battlefield cavalry and the king's household. They all could wear cuirass, but the only ones who wore over their coats were the Cuirassiers du Roi. The others wore it beneath their coats, and sometimes they did away with it altogether. I do have a few more figures around that I could paint. I think I've got 2 general officers and then an awful lot of command figures, but very, very few musketeers and very, very few individual cavalrymen. So this is the end of the project, at least this stage of the project.